Hello furniture refinishing friends, this is Shannon with Black Sheep House. In today's video I'm tackling something that a lot of furniture refinishers struggle with, and that is painting something black. I know, I've been there, I've done that, and I'm here to tell you it's not you, it's the paint you're using. And I have a foolproof way to do this, and that's at a minute in. Then I show you what type of paint I use, and then at 10 minutes in I show you how to make that paint a little bit more user friendly, especially if you're like me and you sell furniture. If you want to skip ahead to that, that's at 10 minutes in is where I show the mixture that I use to make it a little bit harder, and then also 1 minute in is where I do the paint. I'm using a special concoction that I make for wood filling black, and I actually need to do a whole separate video on that. But you can buy black tinted wood filler, it works great. And then I use a higher grit sanding sponge or sandpaper wrapped around sponge. Something in the 300 and 400 range is really going to do the trick, because the 220s are going to show the scratches. Then I'm using this oil enriched enamel. Like I said, you can kind of go with any oil enriched enamel, but I like Valspar because it is nice and thin, and I can get it tinted in the Sherwin Williams colors. And the designers I work with tend to want Sherwin Williams colors, and Sherwin Williams paint is heck of expensive. So this is what I go with. It's about $65 a gallon, and you can tint it any color. I tinted this one. I didn't, but the people at Lowe's tinted it in Caviar. They have the quart size ones, but I've run into some supply and demand issues as far as quart size goes, so you might run into that as well. And then they also have some pre-mixed ones. I can't really testify to the colors of the pre-mixed ones because I haven't used them. But I did buy one of them, and I have it, and I'm going to try it. But anyway, so I do a brush on and roll off method using any kind of brush you want, usually like a 2-inch angled zebra or Purdy brush. That's what I do, or just whatever, it doesn't matter. But and then I'll use the Whizz high density foam roller. I also buy that at Lowe's. I have found that the Whizz foam rollers are the best. I don't really like the Whizz handle roller. And you can go with a 4-inch or a 6-inch. It doesn't really matter. In this video, I think I've got a 6-inch. I don't know. I don't know. Is it 4 or is it 6? I don't know. Anyway, so you paint on and then roll off, and you notice how dry my roller is. That's the number one comment I get in videos is the roller dry? Yeah, it is definitely a dry roller, and you don't ever want that thing to have any water in it. That you put in there. If you buy a pre-moistened or pre-wet one, that's fine from the store, but you don't want to actually wet it yourself because you will get streakiness happening. And then I just brush it on and then roll it off. And I typically do 1 coat per dry foam roller. So I will do, in a day, I'll have like 2 fresh foam rollers ready to go, and I'll do a coat, and then I'll do another coat. And then the next day is typically when I go back out and do the 3rd and the 4th coat. Okay, so a couple of people will inevitably try this project, and it will have orange peel. Their finish will have an orange peel finish. And so that happens because there is too much paint on the brush and the roller and on the dressers. There's just too much paint in that. Each layer that I'm putting on is a very thin layer. It's about the thickness of like pantyhose is what I want to say. I'm sure that is okay for the guys listening. I'm sorry. Okay, think the thickness of a paper towel, or like a couple pieces of paper. You know, it is a very thin coat of paint. By the time I get that roller working on there, it is a super thin coat of paint. A piece of paper is really great. I think that's the best analogy. So yeah, it has to be thin, or you are going to end up with orange peel. And I'm not promising that you're not going to have any texture after you do this technique on your dresser or whatever. It's not going to be a sprayed on finish, but it is going to be a super good finish. It is going to be, what most anybody is willing to put in their home finish. Like, you could do this on cabinets, you could do this on vanities and stuff, and it is 100% legit. It looks good, and the finish is really nice. So I like it a lot. Nobody has ever complained, and I have a lot of repeat customers. And so yeah, a sprayed on finish is great. It really is. And I'm not knocking anybody who's using a sprayer. And in fact, if you want to give me all the advice in the world in the comments for spraying, I will take it, because I do want to be that girl who has like a sprayer setup and can do it and like rock it out. I really do. I have that in my heart one day. But for right now, I haven't found the right situation as far as spraying goes to really make it enjoyable for me. So right here, yeah, you can see that. You see that orange peel? That is, and you can see the wrinkles in my finger. You can see the hairs on my finger, okay? That's why I wanted to show my finger here. So that is the orange peel texture that you're going for. And it's, keep in mind, it's really shiny right now. And once it dries and levels out, you're not going to see that at all, I swear to you. So don't panic if you do have that type of texture. That's the one you're going for.
Do you need to fix it? Talking bullshit. It's hard to see you when your eyes look dull. Who's gonna save you? Who's gonna make you not blue? Not blue. Blue too. Bad mood. Sort of witty and jaded, but let's not talk about you. Your coyote song on a rerun. Are you hound dog tired singing all night long? Who's gonna save you? Who's gonna make you not blue? Not blue. Not blue. Blue dew, blue moon, been one or two since I ran into you. You need a picture, but like it's old. It's hard to take one when your iPhone's cold. Who's gonna save you? Who's gonna make you not blue? Not blue. Not blue.
You can typically get away with using the same roller for 2 coats once you get a handle on this technique. And I just showed a picture of what it looked like after 2 coats of paint. And then I don't always sand in between coats or at all really during black projects, because it is tricky You don't want to get, those sanding marks and brush marks, and the dust and all that stuff can contribute to not the look you're going for. But I did need to sand this one because I was working with the garage door open. Quite a bit of debris was just floating around and got in my finish. And I don't know if you guys have seen my channel, but I recently got a golden retriever, which I don't know if he's like full-blooded or what, but he is definitely a big chunk of him is golden retriever. So there's I'm just still getting used to all the hair. Here we go with the, strengthening up the oil enriched enamel. The one downside to the oil enriched enamel is that it does take a lot longer to cure, and it is very fragile in the first few days up to the first week. And for me, running this business, trying to get things out to designers in time, and they're working on deadlines. I'm always behind, it seems. And so yeah, I started adding the clear coat in actually to dull the sheen, because I could only buy this paint in satin, and I needed it just to be a little bit more dull or matte than satin. And so I started adding in the matte water-based polyurethane, and I noticed that the pieces were automatically a lot more easy to move around, and they didn't scratch as easily in those really fragile days while the paint is still, curing and stuff. So that is my hack, and that's what I do now on every single project that I use the oil enriched enamel for, just to give it a little bit stronger starting point. Now that I have 2 dogs, I am going through tack cloths like you would not believe. It is insane. Sometimes in the past, I used to be able to get away without even using a tack cloth and just kind of dusting the whole thing off. Oh no, that is not the case anymore. I am going through tack cloths like crazy. So if you have got a hack or a supplier, spread the wealth here, and let us all know in the comments, because times are tough, and the prices at Home Depot and Lowe's for tack cloths is crazy. I do try to reuse them, put them in a plastic baggie and all that, but yeah, that'd be great, because the German short hair, he's like part pit bull too. He sheds like crazy, but it's like short little hairs. And then, but this golden retriever mix, this guy, he's got these long hairs, and they're like wavy. And they're so fine that they just float in the air. Oh man, I've got myself in a pickle being a furniture refinisher and a dog lover. Now, I don't know if there's a more environmentally friendly way of cleaning up the paintbrushes and sponge, but even though it's oil enriched, it is water and soap cleanup, and I just use whatever soap I have on hand, either dish soap or even the hand soap if it's right there. And I will just wash them thoroughly. I try to fill the sink up a little bit with water and kind of smush that around the brush. I'll spin it a couple of times and, just try to get it all, that little spinaroo, that's a contractor special. And yeah, you can just, soap and water clean up and then leave it to dry and use it the next time. So let's take a look at this before. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Sorry, this is the only before video I had. And the after. Ooh, are you surprised with the handles I went with? I went black on black, so, really sophisticated, really modern and elegant, but I feel like it could fit in so many decor styles. And I just love black. It's so pretty, so sophisticated, so, dare I say, sexy. It's, I said it before, but it's like tall, dark, and handsome. Woo! Really happy with how this turned out, and I, super proud of it. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you guys. Oh, yeah, and I wanted to get in here and just show you the texture that you end up with. So that is so close with the like high quality camera. You can see the wrinkles in my finger and you can see the texture, but that is like your nose to nose with the furniture at that point. I hope this brought you some value, and I appreciate each and every one of you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.